Okay, today we're going to be expanding some double brackets. So double brackets are where you've got two brackets with nothing, no sign in between them. What that means is this bracket multiplied by this bracket. If we knew what the value of x was, we could substitute that into that bracket, substitute that into that bracket, and then multiply the result. But we don't know what x is. So what we do is expand these brackets, and that will then give it in a different format, which is often useful later on. At the moment, we're just expanding them. You'll find out later on why it's useful. So what we're doing is we're multiplying out the brackets, sometimes called multiplying out, often called expanding. So what we have to do is we have to multiply everything in this bracket by everything in this bracket. So there's two terms in here, two terms in there. So that means 4 multiplications altogether. And to help us do this in some sort of order, what I often do is I put arrows on the top. So I'm going to multiply the x in here by this x, then this x by the 2. Then I'm going to multiply this 3 by the x, and then this 3 by the 2 to make sure I've done all the 4 different multiplications. So I'm just going to go right ahead and do that. So x multiplied by x is x squared. X multiplied by 2 is 2x. 3 multiplied by x is 3x. And 3 multiplied by 2 is 6. What I can do now is collect the like terms. So there's only one x squared. The 2x terms will collect to make 5x and then plus 6. So that bracket has now been fully expanded. So I've got 6 small examples. They're all the same technique, but they're all slightly different. So I'm going to work through them. Each time I'm going to put these arrows on just to help me realize which multiplications to do, and it does help with the order. So x multiplied by x is x squared. X multiplied by 3 is 3x. This is where we have to be a little bit more careful because this is a negative 5 here. So negative 5 times x is negative 5x, and negative 5 times positive 3 is negative 15. So we just have to be careful there with our signs. And when we collect terms, x squared minus 2x minus 15. This one, they're both negative. So I'm just going to put the arrows on again just to help me out. X times x is x squared. X times negative 4 is negative 4x. Negative 7 times x is negative 7x. And negative 7 times negative 4 is positive 28. Collect up the terms. X squared, negative 4, take 7, negative 11x plus 28. You can remember rules for what happens when you've got different signs, but actually if you just work through it in this process, the signs will take care of themselves. This one's slightly different because it's not just x anymore. I've got 2x and 3x, but the technique and the process doesn't change. So I've got 2x times 3x is 6x squared. 2x times negative 2, negative 4x. 1 times 3x is 3x. Positive 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. Collect up the terms again. 6x squared minus x minus 2. So hopefully now you'll realise that most of these have an x squared term, an x squared and a constant term. But there are exceptions to this, and this is one of them. But we don't realise until we actually do it. So we do exactly the same thing as before. X times x is x squared. X times negative 4, negative 4x. 4 times x, 4x. Positive 4 times negative 4, negative 16. This time, when I collect the terms, I've got my x squared, but I've got negative 4x plus 4x is 0. So there is no x term, so it goes straight to the constant x squared minus 16. This is something you'll come across more often later on. It's called difference of two squares, but you don't need to worry about that at the moment. And the final one, x plus 3 all squared, that is just the same, or you might not realise it at the first, because when you square something, you multiply by itself. So that's x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 3. So when you write it out like that, you should realise, well, it's just the same as all the others. So I pop the arrows on. X times x is x squared. X times 3 is 3x. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 3 is 9. Collect the terms. X squared plus 6x plus 9.